What's going on, guys? Billy Davison here, the Striping Boss. Tonight we are surface cleaning a good bit of concrete of about 90,000 square feet. We're going to go over a couple tactics that I use that could help you out on your next surface cleaning project, especially if it's a very large surface cleaning project. We got two IGX 800s running off of our wash trailer there. I'm double feeding it from two separate faucets into our buffer tank. That way it'll keep up with our water usage, and we're having good results with that. The surface cleaner we're using is a 24-inch GP Hammerhead. It has 3 spray tips on each surface cleaner, and you can see the speed of Apex is moving with that. Works really good. We're running a 25 degrees spray tip. Again, it's 3 spray tips under the surface cleaner, identical to the one Big Dan's using over there. We're going to walk over there and look at his 25 degrees. And our orifice, since we're putting out nearly 8-9 gallons a minute, we are using 04s for our orifice size. And obviously, you know, if you do the math, that says 12 gallons a minute, and the orifice size would allow 4 gallons a minute through each spray tip. We tend to go a little bit bigger on our orifice sizes, more than what our GPM is rated on our machine, just so we have a better flow. Not all the time you need so much pressure to clean concrete. You need some, obviously, but you don't need 4,000 PSI for sure. Sometimes around 1,500 PSI per tip is just fine. Sometimes 1,200 PSI per tip, depending on which one you're running and the type of surface you're cleaning, and also if you pre-treated or post-treating too. Speaking of that, pre-treating this, I pre-treated it with a degreaser and twice, kind of let it sit there and agitated some tough spots. Now this is an industrial type cleaning project. This concrete receives an enormous amount of heavy duty traffic daily. Tractors, large vehicles that weigh over 30,000 pounds constantly, all day long being serviced at this shop. So there's a lot of rubber on the ground, so we got to use something to help pull some of that up. And again, we're not going to get all of it up, and our customer knows that because we told them it's impossible to get every bit of it up, but we're going to get the majority of it up to bring this surface back to a brighter shade and clean it. Some mildew that as well, dirt, debris. There's a rock lot close by, so a lot of those rocks and dirt and stuff gets brought in here, so surface cleaning it is a must. Again, this is Big Dan on this surface cleaner. It's a 24-inch surface cleaner, GP Hammerhead. We love them. Again, IGX 800 is pushing this one as well. 3 spray tips, same spray tips as we were describing. And what I do, guys, we work high to low. The high part is up here next to the doors. The low is down here in the middle. And then these two guys, Apex and Big Dan, are going to meet in the middle. I actually, and don't tell them this, it's a little secret, I got them kind of racing. Whoever reaches the end first gets a quote-unquote free pizza. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, don't hate in the comments, but it works, you know, get a little competition working between them both. And I got my money on Big Dan, though. He's an all-star football player out of Louisiana. And that guy's a beast right there, I promise you. Now, Apex has got shorter legs than Big Dan, but, you know, Apex is used to these long nights, so we'll have to see, and maybe we'll make a video in the future and update who won the quote-unquote free pizza. And, you know, always a little competition going on there, kind of keeps it interesting. But that being said, working high to low, you know, I know a lot of guys, they preach about starting in the low spots, and that can happen only if the water is going to pool there and build up in that spot. Then you'd want to start at the low spot and surface clean your way out of where it's going to pool up. But in our case, our drainage is phenomenal, so we want to start high, let Mother Nature kind of do some work for us and pull some of that dirt and grime down towards the drains, which is going on a local on an on-site retention pond, so we don't have to worry about it going anywhere that it doesn't need to go, staying on site. But let Mother Nature and that gravity help work some of that down. I see a lot of guys, you know, they start in the middle and then they work their way high, and then their hose is damming up water. That's a big thing, guys. Don't your hose, obviously your hose management's a thing, but if you can help it where that water is needing to go to a drain, don't have your hoses all curled up around that drain or that low spot keeping the water from moving. Think about that. Sometimes it takes some brooms and blowers as well. We're not afraid to crack out that. Sometimes, whatever we got to do to make it work. Now, I don't know if you can hear it. It hits a few rocks every now and then. This has a skirting around it. It doesn't throw rocks out. I've never had it throw a rock out. Uh-oh. Y'all heard that, huh? We got a little issue going on. I hope it ain't no water in the gas. But anyway, the machines were kind of chugging a little bit. We've had that happen here in the last few weeks. Water in our fuel. I don't know what's going on with our local gas stations, but let's go look and see. We're going to keep the camera rolling, guys. This is all part of it. Again, I'm Billy Davison with BillyDavisonVIP.com. If you want to learn about running a pressure washing business, striping, check out our website. We're not even going to edit this out. We're going to let it roll just like this because this can happen to you. I'm going to go over here and see what's going on. That one ain't running. Let's see if we can. That one fired right up. I know we were just out of gas in both tanks. Maybe it caught some error. I don't know. But hey, it's the real world, Machines running fine, and all of a sudden they start chug-a-lugging. What you gonna do, But anyway, Big Dan is. I don't know if he's ahead of Apex or not. Let me go see. I don't know, Big Dan's making some moves. So we treated this with a degreaser. Now look, you don't have to have nothing super fancy. I use a Purple Power degreaser, and I'll tell you how I'll mix it. I downstreamed it with a high draw downstream injector on about 40%, 50% power. Mixed 1 gallon of degreaser. I put a ton of Dawn soap in there to get my suds with 4 gallons of water. And I did it twice and let it sit for about 20 minutes. As I started to see it drying up, I figured we'd go ahead and, start surface cleaning at that point. And it seems to be working well. Now, sometimes, guys, this industrial use concrete has been heavily used. It takes 2 passes on it, unfortunately. And I suspect we'll have to do that here tonight. That second pass goes a lot faster than the first pass, but that kind of helps clean up some of those overlap marks and those streaks. So again, on surface cleaning, where you park your truck, where you get your water from, what you're pre-treating with, the way you lay out the hoses, the surface cleaners you use and the tips, all of that matters in how many square feet you can do per hour. And obviously, we get paid by the square footage. If you want to find that out, I got some of that information on a couple of my training sites on my website, which will be down in the link in the description below. Estimating commercial pressure washing jobs is a great tutorial on how to estimate some of these large projects, because a lot of people overprice these projects and you never get to work. You're sitting at home. That doesn't work too well. Especially you got kids, a wife, light bill, car note, insurance. Of course, we want to make X amount of dollars per square foot or X amount of cents per square foot. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to take a bit of a discount to keep moving. Now, when the season gets hot and we got work booked out for 5 years, well then, of course, you bump your prices up a little bit. But you can overprice yourself real quick in this market on surface cleaning. So you got to be cognitive of that. You got to get those prices right. You can't charge the same amount for 90,000 square foot of concrete per square foot versus 5,000 square feet of concrete. It's not the same price as on Mrs. Jones's driveway that lives in an HOA. It's not the same square footage price. No matter what anyone tells you, don't believe them. It's different. Commercial is different than residential, and then the volume of work you're doing and the frequency that you're doing it. So if you got a contract, you're coming back every 3 months or every quarter per se, then obviously your price is going to reflect that repeat business. I teach that. I've been doing this for 32 years, and I've had customers, the same customer, for 32 years. So not many. A lot of them got old and moved on and sold the businesses and stuff and died, unfortunately. But having those customers for decades lets you know that we're doing something right, and that's exactly what I'm teaching. So guys, leave it in the comment section below. If you made it to the end of the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you leave a comment, I'll DM you directly, showing my appreciation for you watching it to the end. So some of these people are not even going to hear this part because they didn't make it to the end. So, and then look, if you made it to the end, you DM me. I'm going to give you a way to, I'll message you back, and I'll give you a way to get my personal phone number in case you want to get in touch with me and get some advice. So guys, anyway, I'm Billy Davison with BillyDavisonVIP.com, the striping boss, here surface cleaning some industrial use concrete in beautiful Hammond, Louisiana, with Apex and Big Dan racing for this quote-unquote free pizza. Well guys, I hope to see y'all in the next video. Y'all stay safe, and make sure y'all go out there and make that money.